and today's video is all about the 2022 Canadian Pet Expo held in Toronto, Ontario on September 17th and 18th. This was an enormous pet expo, or more accurately, several pet expos under one roof. It had cats, it had dogs. You like birds? They had birds, small animals, fish, and of course, reptiles with the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo. This was Canada's biggest reptile and pet event of the year, and it was amazing. So let's go see what happened. Welcome to the Canada Reptiles Breeders Expo. That wasn't said right, but we're gonna go with it anyways. This is the biggest expo of the year. I'm so excited to be here. I already saw Dave. I already saw Dion, met Emmeline Sampson again, and Daffy Reptiles, and we should go and hunt down Adam somewhere. So let's go, and then we can also see all the cool animals. I'm so excited for what's gonna be here this year. All right, let's go. I am here with Cody at Shelf Geckos, and Cody, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. It's been a great day. There's been a mass amount of traffic, and everybody's been really pleasant today. It's been nothing but wonderful.
So, what is the craziest thing that you brought here today? Like the coolest reptile that you have here today?
The coolest reptile that I brought with me today is a false water cobra. These guys are also called Brazilian smooth snakes, and a wonderful species, very, very active, a ravenous appetite, and bar none, one of the smartest snakes I've ever worked with, as well as being an incredibly active, inquisitive animal. They just make for the perfect snake for someone like myself.
I love their eyes. I love their big doughy eyes.
Very intense,
they're so cute.
Big doughy eye, yeah.
Yeah. What's the coolest animal that you've seen at like any expo?
The coolest animal that I've seen at any expo, I would have to probably chalk it up to sailfin dragons. When Tom Crutchfield was down a few years ago, we brought some albino green iguanas, which were really unique. The Fiji Island iguanas that are here are a really rare species that a lot of people tend to enjoy. It boils down to personal preference, though. I've always been a fan of the beefier, kind of more dinosaur-looking lizards, so the sailfin dragons were top of my list for the coolest animals. Yeah, no, they're really cool animals, too. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Always a pleasure.
All right, let's go see what else there is.
So now I recognize you from YouTube. I saw you herping with Adam.
Yeah.
And I saw some of your stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you at now? Like
I'm at around 8,700 subscribers. So
that's really good.
Yeah.
You're gonna be at 100 in no time.
Okay then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It only took me 6 months to get to 100,000.
Okay, so we found out actually yesterday that my sister's only been subscribed to me for 2 years, when my channel's been on for 3. So Alex,
I don't know if my siblings are subscribed to my channel at all.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to ask them about that.
It's all right. My sister's paying me on Patreon. $1.
$1. $1. Hey, it's more than I
just to show her support. There we go then.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so YouTube just shows you full years for subscribers. So if someone is subscribed for like 2 years and 250 days, it will show up as 2 years until it has actually been 3 whole years. Now, I didn't know this, but my dad did, and he thought it would be funnier to wind me up instead of clarifying that Alex has, in fact, been supporting me all along. Alex, I love you. Thanks for being an awesome big sister. Dad, I get to pick the nursing home, so be careful. Have you seen this guy?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either, but I mean, I think he looks familiar.
He's handsome. No. So how are you? Are you having a good time?
I am having a good time. Are you?
I am. So this is the first time we've actually met.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We've commented back and forth on each other's stuff.
Yeah, we did.
But this is the first time we're ever meeting in person.
Well, it is a pleasure to finally meet you.
You as well. I actually, at the last Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo, before COVID,
right?
Yeah. And I actually saw you on the little stage talking thingy.
Yeah, we're not having that this year.
No.
That's such a cool thing.
Hello, puppers.
Oh, wow, there's another fan.
So technically we have seen you in person before, but this is the first time we actually know who we are.
This is the first time that we actually talked and got a chance to interact. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so what is the coolest thing that you've seen here so far?
First is the Angolian python over there that I saw. I haven't seen much yet, but apparently there is a Macklets python, according to Adam, here somewhere.
Okay, we gotta find that. I think I saw
have to find it.
I'm not sure.
Okay. There were some salad pythons over there.
There are so many dogs and cats here that I'm so definitely allergic to, but I think it's the cats. But if I'm allergic to cats, then I'm probably allergic to dogs, but I love dogs, so I will deal.
I see.
But yeah, so I'm a little sniffly.
All right.
But Macklets pythons.
Macklets pythons.
We gotta find that.
We gotta find that.
It's around here somewhere, I'm sure. Well, it was always great running into you and seeing you. And I look forward to seeing your video and seeing what you find that is awesome. If you haven't subscribed to her, go do it now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me here, and I think I'm gonna go and try to find that Macklets.
Awesome. All right. Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. 500 bucks, please.
Expo been?
It's been big and exciting, and it's been a lot of walking, and I'm very excited about it. What do you think about the expo?
I think that the expo is awesome. I love the reptile section. I got bit by my first ever Macklets python. The first time.
A water python last time?
Yes, but technically that's a subspecies of Macklets python. This one was an actual Macklets.
So, Annaliese the pinfish.
Yes. Okay. It was a little baby. It was so cute and small, and it was so soft. And so the reptile section is awesome.
Yes.
And then there's everything else. The little Aussie puppies are so cute. And there was this little one sleeping in its crate, and that was adorable. And the bird section is awesome, even though I only saw like 3 birds. Actually, it wasn't that loud.
Really?
So it was cute.
We were at the bird section, and they were very loud. And those Aussie puppies are adorable.
They are.
I have an Aussie puppy.
Aw.
Well, she's a 6-year-old puppy, but she's adorable too. So
they can be puppies forever.
So far, it's been great, and they have a small pet village or something.
Yeah.
Bunnies and guinea pigs.
Yeah, I went there too.
Yeah, they were cute.
How did the cat show go there, Adam?
Okay, so basically, I did a cat show, interviewed a cat. The president of the TICA, right? The International Cat Association. I am wildly allergic to cats, and I walked into the cat booth and immediately started to feel spiders inside of my throat,
my
nose, and my eyeballs.
Very vivid.
And then, so I popped some antihistamines. I'm ready for a nap. But the cats were cute.
I mean, they're cats. I got to hold a kitten, and Dad says that it looked like Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle, and it totally did.
Whatever happened to Dewey? You never see him around anymore.
I don't know. We just started watching it, so I'm only in the first season.
The future is now, old man.
Okay, then. All right.
Not to that part yet.
No, first season. But yeah, it's been an awesome show. I could have stayed all day in the bird section just talking to the birds, if I'm honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really starting to like birds a lot.
I've been talking to myself for most of the show, just talking to birds.
Yeah.
Sense, I guess.
They don't talk to you though. They look at you like you're crazy.
That's true. Well, we're reptile people, so.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes with the job, you know. But it's been a great show. So it was lovely to see you here, Adam. Even though I should probably let you go because you need to go and refilm a bunch of things over because of the audio.
Yeah, we did some really cool interviews, and the audio didn't record. So.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
So I'm gonna go do that.
The struggles of a YouTuber. Bye. Okay, so I am here at Obie's Worms with my friends Sarah and Jake. So, what have you guys seen around the expo today? I'm assuming you've taken some walks around. What's the coolest things you've seen here today?
Coolest things would have to be some of the dogs, I gotta be honest, but also like selection of reptiles, fish, birds, just a lot of everything, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I think the booths that are selling like reptiles that have been injured, missing a tail or a foot, rather than being euthanized, it's just kind of like great to see that people are doing it as well. So that's definitely been really nice to see. We've had people come by a lot with those.
So what would you guys recommend for first pet reptile?
So I would say, the first reptile you should probably go for is maybe a leopard gecko or bearded dragon, just because they are a little bit more readily available and easy to find information on and easy to take care of as well.
So what would you recommend feeding a bearded dragon or a leopard gecko?
Well, I'm a little bit biased, but I would recommend feeding them black soldier fly larvae, specifically Obie's worms. Just because with crickets, again, the annoyance with calcium dust digesting, gut loading, all of those things. We have all the calcium, protein, phosphorus, vitamins A, D's, and E's that they're going to need in them already. They don't chirp, they don't run around and hide in your house.
Yeah, that's a big annoyance.
Yeah.
Makes the cats go crazy at 2 in the morning.
Oh my god.
I bet, yeah.
But yeah, all right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me today. I'll be sure to put the links to your all of your stuff here in the description of the video.
All right.
So definitely go check out Obie's Worms if you need any of that food supply. Like she said, they are a great feeder for really any insectivore. All right. Thank you so much. Had a lovely day today. Adam knocked over his coffee and then we had to like guard it so that people wouldn't slip. Like there's dog pee everywhere. I'm not kidding. There's some here, there's some over there and over there. But you know, it's worth it because there's so many little floofers everywhere. I saw a baby corgi. Baby corgi. I could have stayed all day in just the bird section. I'm not kidding. Absolutely loved the entire show. Though Dad did break my mic during the intro when we first came here. So, you know, sorry if the audio is a little bit off, but my mic clip broke because of Dad. Yeah, we also got to meet a ton of cool people. Adam from Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, Dion from Reptiliatis, Dylan from Animals at Home, the podcast there. We even saw like Emmeline Sampson and Daffy Reptiles. And then I finally also got to meet Dave Kaufman, which was amazing. Super nice guy. Basically exactly what he's like on his YouTube channel in real life, which is awesome. So we met so many great people. A few people even come up and said hi, which was amazing. I love meeting people who watch my channel. It's just an awesome feeling. It's just been a blast. But I'm probably gonna leave it here for today, and then I'll be back tomorrow for the second day of the Canada's Reptile Breeders Expo. Hey there! I hope you're enjoying the video. There are so many awesome people and amazing animals to see. If you are enjoying this video, these are the people you should thank for it. I paid for this trip for my family. Rental car to Toronto, hotel, meals, all of it. Thanks to the generous support of these wonderful friends. As a small token of my thanks, my patrons get access to a bunch of perks. They got to see this video early, well, but not as early as usual. Expo videos are tricky and there's less time than usual to get them all together. But usually they get videos days in advance, sometimes get their question answered in a video, and more. Head on over to patreon.com/allcanadianreptilegirl to see what's available and how you can help support my channel. Reptiliatis. We'll see if Dad can get us both into the shot. What's your favorite part about coming to this stuff? It's day 2.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about these things?
Honestly, for me, it's the community.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the community in general, but seeing everyone here, we're all under the same roof for the same reason, our love for these animals, getting to have these types of conversations, getting to see you, our other colleagues and mutual creators, fellow creators is a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And seeing all the animals that people have produced out of love for the hobby,
Yeah.
it's just like a really wholesome feeling. And I think community is such an integral part of what we do, and this is the physical manifestation of that, concept, and how important it is. So getting to just go around and see all these incredible animals, have these conversations, learn from each other, see how everybody's season went, because this is a fall show. It's just really exciting, it's inspiring, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I love to see everyone that shows up because it really does reinforce how big the community really is. And it's most of the people and vendors I've talked to have said the exact same things, the community seeing people, and it's lovely to see. Yeah.
No, it's been a super cool show. I haven't really, this is where we're standing is as far back as I've gone from the front since yesterday, just because I haven't had a chance to make my way back. It's like inching forward every hour, but I still have more to see. I'm excited to do that, and that's been great. There's been some really cool animals here.
Oh yeah. speaking of really cool animals, what's the coolest that you've seen here so far?
I mean, rare isn't everything, but this morning we were introduced to, I can't remember the species name. It was a very interesting and rarer form of Abronia. That genus is already crazy rare as this CITES one animal, but it was a really cool animal to see. One of those dragon-like lizards that you see with the
they're very
tail,
cool.
the spikes behind the head. Very cool animal to get to see in person. I did a bit of filming of it. Super interesting. Otherwise, I don't know, it's just nice to see some of the animals you don't always see captive bred. I think there's some collared lizards I saw. It's been really cool.
Yeah, no, they're just, this time around, there's so much variety, and it's really cool to see everything. So, yeah, I'm going to let you get back to looking and finishing going down the road.
Good to see you.
Good to see you,
Enjoy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
With Dylan from Animals at Home. What's your podcast about? Like, what do you do with it there?
So my podcast, it's called Animals at Home because I thought I would be a little broader than reptiles, but really reptiles is my passion and my hobby, and so it's mainly about herpetoculture, the reptile hobby, but it's mostly keeper focused. So it's more about how we can do better and what are some ways that we can improve our care standards.
Well, that's great. That's a great focus, yeah. So in doing that, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you've learned that was like, oh, I thought it was this, but instead it's this. Would you mind giving some examples of that?
I think two of the biggest things are is lighting.
Oh yeah.
We've come so far in lighting the last few years, whether it's UV or infrared or just visual light, providing that spectrum. Super important. I've had guests on talk about that. That's been amazing. And then the second thing is just intelligence of these animals. You know, for so long everybody thinks these animals are dumb, they don't know how to solve problems, and they're just sort of like the pet rock situation, but it's just so far from the truth, and I think we have so much more to learn in that area, and I've had some amazing guests talking about learning and just how intelligent they are, and those are my two favorite things I've learned probably.
The intelligence of reptiles, even since I got into the hobby, which wasn't that long ago, it's just skyrocketed how our perspective of their intelligence, and I'm really happy that that's come as far as it has. But, oh, there's a cat on someone's shoulder. I love seeing that. Oh my goodness, it makes me so happy. Anyways, so you mentioned that you have guests on your podcast. What is that like?
I've had so many. I've recorded about 140 episodes.
Wow.
So I've had a lot. It's been about 4 years now, podcasting.
All right.
So many people on. I have lots of big names, but also lots of small niche people who don't come, don't have a social media presence, but also have an incredible wealth of information. But, I've had Ryan from Viv Tech, John Courtney Smith from Arcadia, Dr. Francis Baines, who's a big leader in lighting. I'm forgetting 137 other people, but there's been some amazing guests on it, so it's been awesome.
Well, good. I'm glad that you've had that nice, good experience, because that's honestly, there's a lot of toxicity online about the reptile hobby and community, but then you come to places like this and everyone is lovely and wonderful, and it's just an amazing experience to actually meet with those people.
Yes, yeah.
So, we are at a Reptile Expo. What was the coolest animal you've seen here today?
I've seen a lot. The first thing I'll say is I'm from Manitoba, small province. This is my first huge expo, so the whole thing is crazy for me. So I've been loving that. Also meeting everybody has been incredible in person, which has been great. The blue rhino rat snake that Ashley had over at Northern Imports was unbelievable.
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen some pictures. All right.
It's crazy. And then there's a Japanese rat snake, which I have a soft spot for, which I might end up having to buy. I love that snake too. So yeah, there's just some amazing stuff here.
Yeah, no, there really are some insane, mind-blowing animals here today, which is awesome. Well, also yesterday. It's not just a one-day expo, but yeah, no, there's some amazing stuff here. And yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
On episode 2.
Oh, all right.
Please, we'll organize that later this fall, and we'll have you on.
That sounds like a plan. So, where can people go to find your stuff? Like, tell everyone where to go.
Google Animals at Home, it'll come up, but you can find me on YouTube or any podcasting app, Spotify, Apple. Wherever you want to listen to your podcasts, you'll find an avenue to do that, no problem.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time here with me today.
That was great.
It's not just reptiles. There's so much more here today. There's artwork, there's like a whole aquascapes thing, and there's cats and dogs, there's small animals, and there's also birds. So let's go and see everything that there is other than the awesome reptiles. And they're all this way, so let's go. So this is John from Pet Paradise. Great store, by the way. And, oh my goodness, stop moving. This is a baby Euromastix that they're just letting me hold, so that's fun. Say hello to the camera. If you buy this, it is famous. All right, so you are here at the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo. How was yesterday doing for you?
It's crazy. Really, really busy here.
Yeah.
Really set up, so it's kind of hectic, but made it through.
Well, good.
A little bit less stressful.
Well, good. Yeah, no, I saw that this booth was like packed yesterday, so good for you guys. But what's your favorite part about coming to these?
Seeing everyone again that we don't get to see, especially the people that have problems, is always nice. But this time having the aquatic side is really cool too. We'll actually know a lot of the aquatic vendors, and we're over there too, and just having the reptile and fish hobby together is pretty good. So I like that.
Well, that's nice. What's the craziest, coolest animal you've seen?
Well, I didn't get a chance to look around too much today, but we do have the Tonga banded iguanas, which are similar to the Fijis. And those are probably the coolest thing. I've never seen them in person up until yesterday when we got them in the store from the breeder. So
well, that's cool.
And, yeah, I think that's probably one of the cooler ones. The Abronia is really cool as well.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a beautiful lizard. Then thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today, and I'll let you get back to selling reptiles. I am here with Ryan from Vivtech, and why don't you talk a bit about what Vivtech does and the products that you have here today?
For sure. So Vivtech is a company that we created in order to advance husbandry and bring innovation to the reptile space, and then as well as give back to conservation of animals in the wild, as well as conservation of our hobby and our industry. So the first thing we did was we were kind of trying to attack some of the major issues in animals, and one of the biggest problems in this industry is that we make a bulb that animals need to live, but it produces a light that we can't see, and it stops producing that light, but you can't tell. And there's no reason for anyone that's not us to ever go, I should replace that light that works just like the day I bought it.
That's a great point, yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing that I went after was we launched our UV LEDs, which is LED, UVA, and UVB bulb, and two things. One is, I mean, there's a ton of things. It lasts longer, it's 3 watts. So if you run it 12 hours a day, it costs you $2 a year.
Oh, wow.
It's like nothing.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then it's one of the only bulbs that exists that produces a wide range of UVA.
Okay.
And UVA is super important, and no one talks about it because animals don't die without it, so it's not necessary.
But it's still like a good thing.
Every animal living in captivity that doesn't have, and I don't mean this to sound bad, but our light, because it produces that, or another light that produces that wavelength, which is very few, or sunlight, if they don't have that, they have reduced serotonin in their brain, which chemically means they're living their entire life in seasonal depression.
Oh, wow.
So when you see things like reticulated pythons moving their face against the glass, rubbing in animals, we all as hobbyists, I just don't know why they do that. It's frustrating. I can't figure it. It's like an animal that wants to climb and move and wants to move, and it can't express that, so that's how it expresses it.
All right.
So you get a lot of really amazing behavioral changes when you give the UVA, the serotonin, reduced cortisol, better immune system strength. It's incredible what UVA does.
You know, that's what we need in this hobby is to, now we're realizing, these animals do need light. Even like a ball python should have UVA, UVB, but we're finally realizing that, and so we need good quality bulbs to go along with it. So thank you for helping initiate this.
Exactly. Well, and for anybody to understand UVA better, it's really simple. If you walk outside on a cloudy day, you kind of just feel normal, whatever. If you walk outside on a sunny day and the sun hits you, most people immediately feel a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
That's literally UVA rays hitting your retina and going into your brain and causing a burst of serotonin in your brain that causes you to go, hey, that immediately happens to us when you walk outside. That happens to your animals. Take your animal outside and they go like this, and they look around and kind of get awake. That's because you took them from a black and white world where they're constantly just like, I don't want to do anything, to adding a bunch of serotonin to their brain and then basically giving them full color to a colorblind world they've lived in. Because they can see it as well, so it's how they see their world.
Well, that's amazing, yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
How did you go about making it? How did you get that started? It must have been a bit of a difficult challenge.
A little bit, but running Zilla for 6 years definitely helped on finding products and managing all of it. So
probably does.
Yeah, I went to a bunch of different manufacturers, got a bunch of different samples of things they were working on, and then started playing with them and testing them and beating them up, and found a manufacturer I wanted to work with that was really good about nailing the specifications that I had and being really good about their tightness of their specs. So yeah, so I work with them, and we just started tweaking things. And every single manufacturing run of those bulbs, it has an advancement. I change it. I change and update something almost every time.
What's the coolest thing that you've seen around here today?
Oh, there's been so many cool things. I love coming up here. Well, there was the blue rhino rat.
Yeah.
That Ashley had, so I already got that. It's not for me though, so no.
So you can get away with buying it.
Yeah, because I can tell my wife it's not mine. It's not coming to us. No, but I thought there's a peacock monitor down there, which is amazing. That's a species we work with really heavily, so it's cool to see that. Those Woma ball python hybrids.
Oh
right there.
yeah, Peter Williams does an amazing job with his snakes.
Super cool. And you see him carry the morphs and the colors. That was the first snake that's got me at a ball python booth. I don't stop. I don't have anything against it. I love the ball python market. I think what they're doing is great. It's not my kind of snake.
They're just
I
everywhere.
love watching them. Yeah. I love watching them. I love what they're doing, but I like working with stuff that isn't getting that kind of attention.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I get that.
I love watching them, but I just generally kind of coast by and just kind of see. And that was the first one. I was like, what is that? That color.
Oh,
so it was pretty cool. And then we started talking, and I was like, oh, I love this. And they have heat pits, but they don't, and all of the mixes between the two. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
What about this art here? Who made that?
Right, super cool. So that's all of my wife's art. Her name's Erica.
Wow.
It's at thebubblywombat.com.
All right.
So Erica's favorite, this is maybe just for you or whatever, but Erica's favorite animal is a wombat. So two cool things about wombats. One, they poop cubes.
Oh yeah,
so
that is cool.
Funny.
And they stack them too, don't they?
Yeah, so then they come out, they kind of just fall into like little, So the other thing, do you know how they protect themselves from predators? Right on the back of their hips right here is a big plate. Like a giant bone plate.
All right.
And they sit with their giant badonkadonks in the hole, and a dingo comes in to try and grab them, and they twerk it to death, and they smash its head into the rocks in the side of the wall, and that's how they get it away from them. So,
okay then.
So they have giant back ends with a plate, and they just and just at it. And that's why she loves it. That's the bubbly wombat. So she does a lot of that artwork, and she loves puns, so you'll see a tiger, salamander, and a whole bunch of other pun stuff over there. But yeah, you can follow her on bubblywombat.com. And on
we'll definitely link to her. She's very talented. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me here today, and we're going to let you get back to prospective buyers.
Sounds
and I think we might have to pick up a few bulbs.
Right. I'm only here for the weekend, but I'll be back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I am here with Peter Williams from, Peter Williams Reptiles, and a couple people that I've talked to about what's the coolest animal you've seen at the show have mentioned this little one. So would you mind explaining what this little sassy little thing is?
So yeah, this is a hybrid between a Woma python and a ball python. Obviously, the Woma is from Australia.
Yeah.
The ball python's from Africa. So this has been done before. I don't know if anybody else has made these in Canada, but the special thing about this one is that there's some morphs involved. So the ball python female that I used to do this she had 4 different genes. It's really hard to tell with how they interact with the natural Woma pattern, but my best guess is that this has got the cinnamon gene and the lesser genes.
All right. It's certainly a beautiful snake. And I love the head shape. Like, I wasn't honestly expecting that head shape because it looks like a ball python, but someone just squished the face in.
Too, that because Womas don't have heat pits.
Yeah, you can still see them.
Just the beginnings of heat pits that's coming through from the ball python, but not quite. So it's a 50-50 hybrid between the two. So you see traits from both sides. Right?
Oh, he's beautiful. So sometimes when people hybridize different animals, the hybrid babies cannot reproduce. So what about wall pythons, as they're often nicknamed?
So I've made a couple different types of hybrids. I've made the Angolan ball python hybrids. Those, from what I've heard, are fertile. I've seen pictures of females on eggs, and I know the males are fertile too. These ones that we're speaking about today, the wall hybrids, there's a lot fewer of them made than the angry balls, but from what I've heard, they are sterile. So maybe there would be a chance of getting some viable babies, maybe from a male, but it's very unlikely that a female would be able to develop a full clutch.
I just have to mention, because I love carpet pythons, this little carpet python is so small. I just need to talk about them. He's just so small.
Actually,
oh my goodness, it's so small. Yeah. I always forget how, Oh, you're beautiful.
This blue tongue.
Oh, I always forget how small they start out because I have Darwin's carpet python who's like 6.5, 7 feet.
They've already grown quite a bit since they hatched, so they were even smaller than this.
Beautiful. Wow, the colors on his head, honestly, I'm stunned by carpet pythons every time. You always have an amazing selection here, and thank you for showing us some things. Now, obviously barring everything here, because there's just so many beautiful animals here, what's the coolest thing you've seen at the expo here today?
Well, I had in mind to ball python wise, obviously I'm heavily into ball pythons. I really wanted to get the lace gene into my collection, so I saw some really nice lace stuff from Antoine over at DPR Cold Blood. So we'll see if all my profits from the show disappear into one animal. Then we'll see what happens. So yeah, the lace stuff is probably the coolest stuff I've seen.
What's your favorite part of coming to these? Because these are always so awesome to be that, and I just want to know, like, what's your take? Like, what's your favorite part about coming here?
Seeing my friends. We're here day 2 now, almost halfway through day 2, and I realized only this morning that I had hardly looked at anybody's snakes. I'm just walking around and saying hi to my friends, especially we haven't had a CRBE since 2019, pre-COVID, so there's a lot more of the Quebec crowd that comes out for the show that I haven't seen in that time, and some of the guys that only come out for CRBE, so it's a big room full of people that I love, and so that's my favorite part, is to say hi to everybody and catch up.
It is nice seeing the vendors that come back every year, and the people that just come, like the spectators that come and see stuff every year. It's nice to see people that you recognize all the time.
And you always make new friends every year too.
Yeah, you do. So before I let you go and get back to your booth here, where can people go to find you?
So I'm on Instagram, just Peter Williams Reptiles on Instagram, and Morph Market as well. So anybody that's interested in buying snakes can just search Peter Williams Reptiles on Instagram and or on Morph Market, and that's the best way to get a hold of me.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me here today, and I'll let you get back to it.
No problem, thanks.
Thank you. I'm here with Emmeline Sampson.
Hello, everyone.
You have like a reptile channel, but you're also kind of branching off into other things. Why don't you just talk about that a little bit?
So, I've been into reptiles for a very long time. I've made lots and lots of reptile videos, but as I've been in the reptile hobby, that hobby's kind of introduced me to many new hobbies and passions as well. So I was really into reptiles, and I started learning about bioactive enclosures, and then from there I just kind of got really into the plant hobby. I'm also into like some other animals and stuff. I've been big into birds lately. I love birds. I've been working with them. So as my hobby has kind of introduced me to just new passions, I want to give those a place on my channel as well. I love the reptiles. They're always my favorite. I love them so much, but I like highlighting other things as well. So it's been a lot of fun to do.
And I think that's a great thing about the reptile community is we also incorporate a lot of other stuff into it.
I feel like so many of us in this community have like 10 different hobbies all going on at the same time. We like to keep busy, it seems.
We do, yeah. There's no shortage of stuff to be done in the reptile hobby.
Sure.
What's it like coming to something like this? Like, what's your favorite part about it? Because there's like a lot of different aspects, so what's your favorite?
Honestly, I think my favorite part of this expo here today is just seeing how many new vendors and businesses there are that I've never seen before. I've been coming to expos for years now. For the most part, it was usually always the same group of people, the same companies set up, and that's great. Those people were awesome, and many of them are still here. But I've just loved seeing how many new vendors there are, how many new businesses there are. It really seems like the hobby is just really growing, and so many people are taking their passion to a new level, and that's been my favorite thing to see, is just all of the new faces around.
What's the coolest animal that you've seen here?
Oh, there's been a lot of cool animals here, but I've definitely been really into the dart frogs. There's been a lot of really, really pretty dart frogs, and they've been very, very tempting for me. So definitely the dart frogs. I don't know which species because I love them all. I can't choose.
Yeah, I get that. I really do get that. So where can people go to find you? Like, what's your social media? Where can they go?
For sure. So you can find me on YouTube at Emma Lynn Sampson, or you can find me on other social medias like Instagram and TikTok at EmmaSam99. So love to see you guys over there.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me here, and I'll let you get back to looking at the dart frogs. Okay, so I'm here with Mike with the Jungle Vault. Would you explain this beautiful hognose snake? Because she is gorgeous.
Yeah, so this is Rowan. This is actually Bree's, my partner's first hognose that she ever bought. And when she bought her, she did not look anything like this. She looked like a normal hognose snake, like a normal conda. Her genetics are conda heddlebina, but she's supposed to look like essentially this guy. This is animal, so a little bit different, but like this. We really have no idea. We're thinking it could be a vitiligo, it could be paradoxing, or, and much cooler answer, is it's a new morph.
That would be cool, because she looks almost like up here, she looks like a palmetto corn snake.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
And like she has like orange between her scales. She is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, like in between her scales, like she wasn't like this at all. She got so much darker. She didn't used to have any of those oranges.
Wow.
And she's getting darker with each shed too, so.
That's gorgeous. And I heard that she's like the only hognose snake that's like this?
As far
that
as
we know of?
Yeah.
I mean, she's a very unique snake. So, obviously barring her, because she is absolutely amazing, what's the coolest, craziest thing you've seen at this expo? Have you got the chance to look around at all? Or?
Yeah, I actually just finished a lap around. I would say probably the crystal blue rhino rat that Ashley has.
Okay.
Is one of, if not the coolest snakes here. Yeah, Ashley is the Northern Lights Reptile Imports. Yeah, she
sounds good.
Gorgeous.
What do you love most about being at Reptile Expos? Like, what's your favorite part of being at a Reptile Expo?
I would have to say the people.
Yeah.
Like, we have most of the reptiles that we want, so we're not even here really for the reptiles.
Yeah.
We're here to share our passion, educate others about different snakes and lizards and stuff that you might not always see.
Yeah.
Bree and I have a large passion for strange reptiles, stuff that you don't see, like not the ball pythons.
Yeah.
Hognoses are
everywhere, but they're
more
amazing.
mainstream.
Yeah.
But we also have like Chihuahua, we have the Tachyndromus up front here. We have so much variety that it's nice to share with others our passion.
Yeah, I think that's a great part of the expos. I really like coming and seeing like vendors, the same ones that were there last year, and seeing like running into certain people that were here last year, and it's a lovely experience. Yeah. All right, thank you for taking the time to speak with me here. I will let you get back to vending.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What an incredible weekend. There were so many great people and amazing animals, scaly, feathered, and furry. I want to thank Grant Crossman and his awesome team for putting this expo together. Thanks to all of the vendors who shared their valuable time to speak with me. Ryan McVeigh from Vivtech. Man, I learned more about Macklitz pythons and Southeast Asian pythons in like a 10-minute conversation with you than I have in 2 years of researching them online. You are awesome. Thanks to the fans who came up and said hi. I have fans. That's so weird and wonderful. Thank you so much. It was great seeing some friends and fellow creators again, Adam, Dion, Mike, and Emma, and it was awesome making some new creator friends. Dylan from Animals at Home, Mr. Vivarium, Daffy's Reptiles, and finally meeting Dave Kaufman in person was so amazing. But as cool as all of that was, my favorite part of the weekend was hearing so much about the best way to nurture our reptile. You probably picked up on it in my conversations in the video, but this was just a fraction of what I heard. So many of us were talking about how to advance our care and understanding of these animals, how important enrichment is, how they are more emotionally sophisticated and intelligent than we thought. It was a really different vibe about the care this time around, and everyone was really all about our community. It was incredible. If you have the chance, go check out an expo. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video, and until next time, remember to nurture all nature. Bye!
Sure. Alright, good. Did you just get me doing like a sarcastic okay face? Yes, I did. Great. Are we recording?
Sure, why not?
Well, that doesn't help. Alright.
Sorry. Okay, yes, we're ready.
Oh yeah. Oh, they love it.